Hey there, this is Eric from MSP Mountain, and I want to talk in this video about how standard operating procedures transform MSPs and how you really need these things in place, and you need them in writing, and you need everybody to know what they're doing and how they fit into an actual organization. So there's a tendency with MSPs to sort of start from the ground up, being good at fixing stuff and just continuing like that. And so you hire one technician, two technicians, three technicians, and then after that, it gets a little bit harder to just hire more technicians. And maybe your sales team has had a really good quarter or year, and you're suddenly overrun with work and you're making more money than ever before, but your life is not good because it's just so much stress, so much information in your inbox every day as an MSP owner. And it's hard to delegate that work without putting in place a system. And standard operating procedures are the system that's going to make growing your MSP easier. Now, what am I talking about specifically? I'm talking about standard operating procedures for triaging tickets. I'm talking about having guides on how the clients should communicate with your MSP, how they should submit tickets. And I'm talking about how tickets are assigned to the technicians by someone like a dispatcher, how the priority tickets are escalated quicker or dealt with differently than everything else. I'm talking about when a technician can't solve a ticket, how do they escalate? I'm talking about when they're working on your ticketing system, solving a problem, when they're logging the ticket, how should they write that information down? How are they tracking their time? And everything like that. If you do not have all that stuff written down, it's going to be very difficult to grow your MSP past about 5 technicians. And yeah, we've seen it time and time again. People are stressed out. They just need another technician is what they say. But in fact, what they need is some standard operating procedures and sort of like structure in place so that more problems can be solved automatically by the staff referring to the documentation without escalating to the boss or owner, without even escalating to the service desk manager. That most of the stuff can be solved by a set of things that the staff are doing that are written down, that the staff are trained on, that are making it so less and less things get escalated, less and less things get sort of fallen off the wayside when you are looking at the board. I mean, one standard operating procedure is you need somebody checking all of the tickets on the board to ensure that they're moving along, to ensure that they have proper notes. And you need someone doing this, and it's probably not a manager, it's a supervisor, like a dispatcher, a service coordinator, as we call it. And if you have this person doing that, it makes sure that things stay orderly on your service board. And it's a standard operating procedure that somebody who's like an entry-level employee, like a dispatcher, can do if they're trained and backed up by a service desk manager or owner who takes the escalations of issues that are not dealt with by the system that's in place. So you need to set that system in place. You need to set in place a communication policy, how your staff should communicate with each other, how they should communicate with the clients, when to call, when to chat, when to email, when to use the ticketing system, how to keep the documentation. Like, all that is under communication, and it's very important that you set up those communication protocols. And so, I mean, the main reason communication is so important is that so people can have focused work without being interrupted. So people can have the information that they need as soon as they look at it without having to chase up more information by contacting someone else. So you have to sort of rearrange the communication of your MSP through standard operating procedures so that the signal to noise ratio is better and people can focus more on the work at hand rather than having the communication chaos that comes from just an inbox with random messages, random chats coming through at random times, random calls coming from random clients about random issues at random times, and all that sort of stuff. So it's like streamlining the different ways that different pieces of information and different pieces of work go through your organization to ensure a more consistent result for your clients and a more consistent and focused work environment for your technicians and the rest of your staff. So thanks a lot. This is Eric, MSP Mountain. If you're looking for a little bit of consulting or MSP staff that can really help you make your MSP work like a fine-tuned machine, let us know, and we'll catch you later.